All right, so this is so awkward. I really hope this works. I really hope you can see me and hear me. I've got my normal camera. I never use this camera. Even though it's a really nice camera, I never use it. I don't know how to use it. I have used it before, but not for a really long time. Obviously, I don't typically record videos like this where I'm out and about. I would love to do that. I honestly would really like to do that, but I'm very awkward, as you guys already know. Very socially awkward. I just get really nervous. And honestly, I would like to do it more because as much as I like talking about the market, and I think the market is super interesting, I really, really do. I love talking about what is going on as far as certain cards go or for certain seal product and what might be impacting them, causing them to go up and down and side to side and left to right. And there's a lot going on in the Pokemon market. Once you focus a lot on the money side of things, like it really bogs you down and it really gets, I don't know, guys, it just like, it gets in your head, right? And maybe that's just me, maybe it's just Fanny being Fanny, but I don't really care about the money side of things. Like, does that make sense? Like, I love talking about the market, but at the same time, if I missed out on buying something or like, I don't really, it's fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me because there's so much else about Pokemon to me that's very, very interesting and a lot of fun. And I hope that makes sense. I really hope it does. I love the business side of things. I love owning my own business. I love owning the Card Coliseum. I love events. I love the competitive side. I watched the European International Championship over this past weekend, and it was a blast just to watch and see everything that went on in the meta and everything that didn't go on in the meta. It was just, if you've never played the game competitively, I highly recommend it. It is, I've talked about it before, and I know it's weird. I know it really is because I've been there before, right? I've been in the situation like many of you probably are where you'd like to go to league, you'd like to learn the game, but you don't want to go and then feel out of place. I felt like I'm going to go to a league and I'm going to be like by far the oldest person there and nobody's really going to know and be like, why is this old dude here? Like that's honestly how I felt. But then I went and it was like everybody was my age and everybody was super nice and it was just, there's just nothing like it. It was a lot of fun being able to do stuff and hang out with like-minded people who love Pokemon and what it all stands for and playing the game. It was so much better than I ever could have hoped. And then I got hooked and then I started going to major events and regionals and things like that. And we'll be vending at the Indianapolis regional event at the beginning of May. I hope to see you guys there. If you are going, please stop by the booth, say hello, introduce yourself. I would love to meet you. I would love to get to know you. And I just want to take a break for a day talking about money. And I hope that's okay. But we are going to talk about money. We're still going to talk about money. This is a storage unit behind me, obviously, like clearly. That makes sense. This is all dead inventory. And we're going to go through it. This is, I don't talk about this side of things much. And things are way, way better than they used to be. But this is probably like $100,000 of just dead inventory. Things that, while it's better now during the pandemic, you kind of had to take as an LGS. And this is things that we don't really talk a whole lot about. Like, you guys know, a lot of times maybe there's an in-demand product that is coming out and you want to buy it, but you don't want to buy a bundle. And some storefronts might be like, hey, we will sell you this Evolving Skies booster box for $140, but you also have to take this Scarlet and Violet base booster box for $140. So your total is going to be $280. That's annoying, right? Like, you don't want the Scarlet and Violet base booster box. You just want the Evolving Skies booster box. You don't want the bundle. Unfortunately, that didn't work for a lot of storefronts. And this is all like stuff behind me here that we had to take as storefronts in order to get other product. Like, you want Celebrations ETBs? Okay, you can get them. You want Shining Fates, or you want I don't know, Evolving Skies booster boxes. Okay, you can take them, but you're going to have to take a bunch of Battle Academy, or you're going to have to take a bunch of Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes. And then all that ends up doing is just transitioning a bunch of dead product from distribution to here. Like, that's all that happened. And it's very, very tough as a storefront because now here we are paying for a storage unit for a bunch of stuff that is just sitting. Like, it doesn't sell, it doesn't move. And maybe one day it will, like obviously with Pokemon, you never know. Who knows, right? Like, it could end up going up. But I figured it would be fun just to kind of get a feel for what there is in here and what isn't moving and kind of explain stuff. So I'm going to stop. You can stop looking at me, and hopefully this still works really well. So I'm going to try my best to kind of get everything in. It's a little dark, so hopefully you can see everything okay. But over here, this is all, I think this is Calyrex battle decks, I think. Yeah, so this is, you can see there. So Calyrex VMAX League battle decks. I actually don't even think I've opened any of these up to see what's inside. Sometimes battle decks are okay. Down here is just more battle decks. So this is Lucario and Ampharos. Over here, this was a big one that we had to take a lot of. So this is the Pokemon Go Premier Deck Holder box. So in here, this is those Dragonite boxes. These things were huge. And you get the Pokeball, and then you get like eight Pokemon Go packs. There's a lot of Pokemon Go stuff in here, unfortunately. So over here, these are the Pokemon Go Pokeball tins. These are all sealed displays of that. Over here is Pokemon Go mini tins. There's a lot of those, a lot of sealed displays of all of those. Here's some more battle decks down here. These actually weren't too bad. So these were the Chine-Pow and Tinkaton ones. These actually didn't come out too long ago. I think I took all the Chine-Pow out. So in here, there's only Tinkaton EX ones left in here. But the Chine-Pow ones actually have some decent cards in it. They sell okay. Everything else, they don't really sell too well. And then here's the deluxe battle decks. These are Meowscarada and Radiant Alakazam. The other one of these, I forget what it was, Quaquavel EX, but it also had Radiant Greninja in it. And Radiant Greninjas right now sell for like $7. At the time when I ripped them all open, they sold for like $5. So you can get a little bit back. Obviously, these aren't worth much of anything anymore. Like, it's just bulk inside. So if you were to break this open, what's even in here? It looks like Meowscarada EX, so you can get maybe a couple dollars total for all of that bulk. Like, it's not worth it. So that's why it just sits. Like, that's why it's just sitting in here. Over here, these are all deck boxes from Professor's Research. Milk cartons that were ripped, broken down. Here's V-Union Playmat Premium Collection. So this is 12.5. This is Crown Zenith. Those are those more Pecco ones. These are all these bins. All these bins that you see are basically like just coins and dice and things like that doesn't sell. That's a shovel in case there's snow and then I can't get in. I don't know why that's there. That's just I forget, what is that called? A cabinet of some sort. This is all Battle Academies. Look at there's so much Battle Academies. So Battle Academies, there was like a big Lost Origin reprint, and if you wanted booster boxes, you had to take X amount of Battle Academies. I think that's how it was. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8. There's 64 cases worth of Battle Academies, and there's 6 in each one. So you're looking at, I don't know, 360 Battle Academies that are just sitting there. These are actually really good. So these are the Charizard and Sylveon Celebrations boxes. I believe I put these in here in case I needed to break down product for pack breaks. I think I was running low on Celebrations booster packs, and I was like, well, I'll just throw some in here so that way when I run out, I can break these down for breaks. Here's a bunch more of the Pokemon Go Premier Deck Holders. So a ton of those. And then next to that we have, oh boy, this is the holiday calendars. Probably not going to sell too well in April. So that's why these are in here. But yeah, we got a lot of those. Those don't move very well. Battle decks are always a problem. So this is all the Pokemon Go battle decks. There's a ton of battle decks. So this is Melmetal and Mewtwo. And there is a lot of those. And this is also Melmetal. Look, you look at all this. This is just, I'm going to pan out a little bit so you can kind of see. Look at how high up that goes. So many cases of just dead inventory that are just sitting there. All you can really do is just break this down and try and get bulk out of it. Same thing over here. These are Victini and Gardevoir. I think, yeah, Victini versus... That's terrible. Over here we've got Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes. We've got tons of those back in the corner over here. These are World Championship decks, I believe, from last year. Over here, these are Sinnoh tins. Can't even remember what was in there. I think it was like Fusion Strike and something else, so we might be able to take those out and at least break those down. And then we've got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter decks, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks. There's a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks in here, as you can see. I forget, I think some of these are the Blue Eyes White Dragon one, and these are the... I don't even remember what these are called. Beware of the Traptrix. So that is, oh my goodness, there are so many Battle Academies, but this is all basically just like dead inventory that you had to take. The only way that you would be able to get some of your other like big products that you wanted, like the Lost Origin reprint and the Silver Tempest reprint, was if you took all this stuff. And now we have all this stuff and it just sits. So that's one of the downsides of owning a business, of owning a storefront. Like you guys, we talk about bundles, right? And how it's not fun to do bundles. It's the same thing for storefronts, unfortunately. So I kind of wanted to take you away from the financial side of things, watching the market. Even though I do like talking about it, I just figured this would be something different. And I do want to do more like this. I do want to start going to League and taking you guys with me and forming like this relationship at League. I don't know. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. But I really want to take my content a little bit differently and still talk about the market. Like, I still think that's important, and I still think it's a lot of fun to look at, but I don't want to stress about it. And right now, I'm not personally stressing about it, but I think a lot of people are, and I think it makes sense because once you involve money in it, like money sucks. Like, money is the worst thing. I can't stand it. But we need it, right? Like, we need it to survive. So I can understand when you're very passionate about Pokemon cards and all of a sudden, like, something sells out or gets manipulated or whatever the case may be, like, it gets very, very frustrating, very annoying. So I want to take a break from that and just kind of talk to you about why at least, like, here's $100,000 in dead inventory. I don't know, it sucks. Like, it is what it is, but that's part of the bad. There's a lot of good stuff too, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. We'll be back tomorrow with a stream. Until next time, peace.